so much for a third game, because this has been an amazing opening game, or the last game, I should say. So let's see what this has in store for us. Kati, Style, and B trying to find an early advantage on the bot side. Oh, Shogun. Uh-oh.
Shogun could get smacked here, but sees them coming. The hook could come out. There it is. No flash. Burns it after, but that's a really low investment, high reward.
Yep, this makes it easier to look for a play again. Last game, Levi started in the bot lane with an early aggression. So even more emphasis on BJ trying to counteract Levi's movement. There's also nice early wards placed there from GAM's side. So they should know everything that's going on. They also know Lee Sin is very likely on the top side because it's unusual for Lee Sin not to start with a buff. So advantage GAM very early on in the game. What is the skin? It looks amazing.
Which one?
The Rice skin.
I don't know, but it's probably a chroma.
It's cool.
Yeah. I don't play Rise. I like winning in solo queue.
Well, let's see. Froggy on Rise is a little bit of a different beast, or a little bit of a different look. More honest on him to actually deal damage late in the team fights. He has been playing a more supportive role in the team, very successfully so, in the win streak so far. So, surprise change of styles. And Rice into Talia, always a little dangerous in lane. Let's see if he can get through it and scale up into the team fights. We already saw the Rice into Talia matchup in team fights in game number 2.
Hook.
Of first series, as B hits level 2. Now he would really like to have his hook, but unfortunately he just used it level 1, so...
Yeah, I mean, I don't think level 2 adds a huge amount for Nautilus. He's still got his, his double CC combo even at level 1.
So
yeah, I think they're happy just farming this one out. Funnily enough, I actually think both supports are really bad into the enemy AD carry.
It's very true, yeah. Leona last pick on blue side, I guess, so B5, into Sivir is a little bit of a strange choice, as Style gets another good ward. Wow, they're reading BJ's pathing perfectly, which immediately doesn't really give them that much advantage, but Levi's moving in. This is a dangerous move, but they have perfect information. And what is Levi up to? He's setting a trap.
Yeah. He's killing him. I don't know if this 100% works out with the collapse from Cardi. It will, though. BJ in trouble. Ward hops away. And in the end, it will just be a Raptor steal.
Well, yeah, it's a Lee Sin. It's kind of hard to kill him. But
yeah,
it gets Levi a nice advantage in terms of HP and experience. So you should be able to accelerate this into bot side control, which is nice because the bot lane, well, I wouldn't call it volatile really, because as we pointed out, both supports are kind of useless into the enemy ADC, especially before Nautilus hits level 6. But they should still be able to control this and maybe snowball it into a dragon. I like this move from BJ, instantly retaliating with the top jungle camp steal, but he might be in trouble.
Yeah, he is spotted, but still, it's Lee Sin. He just ward hops away. He's okay.
We haven't seen.
He gets double scuttled. Like, honestly, Levi kind of just donkeying him in the early game.
Yeah, and considering a lot of people had BJ very high in the tier list, I placed him as my number 1 jungler. Admittedly, before the series happened, but he has had a really, really good split so far. Not finding his footing into Levi. In this matchup, we've seen so many iterations of it, and usually Levi gets the better of BJ. Sometimes BJ is able to overcome Levi, but today it seems like it's once again the old king of the jungle in Vietnam, once again claiming his title, as he's controlling BJ's every move.
It certainly seems that way, and if Levi's got the old mind control goggles back on your way, he's back into a very fearsome form after a somewhat quiet split from him, if we're honest. Yeah. Looking down at the bot lane once again, I mean, I don't really feel like anything happens in this bot lane. Look at the wave clear from Style. It's just going to be the same thing over and over again. Big wave builds up, then Style goes he who W.
Yeah, and the same is kind of true for Shogun as well, to be fair. So yeah,
Yep.
it really doesn't... This matchup is not very exciting from... Oh, Kiaye, he is close to Meganar, but is Meganar even enough to win this? I'm not entirely sure about that. Yeah, Kiaye needs to be careful.
Pre-6, I think he wins the trade, yeah.
Does have to be a little bit more careful. He's now level 6, but Hasmet is very close to 6 as well. Or should be, at least. So, if Kiaye overstays his welcome and maybe it turns back into Mini, while Hasmet has Ghost and Ultimate available, he might be in trouble. So, let's see what happens in top lane. Yeah, look at Kiaye's HP bar.
Yeah,
Uh-oh.
Kiaye is going down very low, but I think he got a Gnar back. Yeah, I think we can tell what happened there. Hasmet got a really good all-in, and then Kiaye Gnarred him away to save himself.
Yeah, Hasmet is also still level 5,
Cool.
so...
Are we stopped?
Currently?
Freeze frame.
But this is not on my end, I think, because
No,
then
this is not
it would
your
show
end.
the white circle of
Yeah,
doom.
this is just the stream having an issue. But it's okay. Oh, okay. Interesting.
A lovely thing.
Here, I'll show Rakan. Yeah, subscribe now to get Rakan emotes. Yes.
Actually have a Rakan mode, and it's amazing.
We do.
So you should subscribe.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Get VCSing Rakan.
Well, unfortunately, we can't actually see the game, so we can't really talk too much about it. But nothing really has happened. Levi just controlling the jungle so far. Mid lane's even, bot lane is even. Top lane seems to be a slight advantage building for Hasmet if he can control this wave. I really thought he was closer to level 6. I'm not entirely sure where the huge discrepancy in experience came from in the top lane. Did he miss something? I didn't really
I'm not
keep up with
sure.
the top lane. Because, yeah, I mean...
I'm not. He was at least half a level behind.
Yeah, he would have been
judging by
able
the amount of
to
time.
definitely snipe, or at least force the flash from Kiaye with the ultimate. Instead, he still gets Kiaye's ultimate, but to be fair, ultimate cooldown is not really a thing. So, Kiaye gets away... Almost getting solo killed again, this time by Hasmet, but let's talk a bit about Kiaye, because he has recovered.
Yeah.
I think he is traditionally the best, my favorite VCS player, and I still love him a lot, but he has had a really rough start to the split. I think everyone saw that. He got completely manhandled by both Hasmet and Enper, especially Enper, but also in the series against Hasmet, he looked bad, really bad. And
He got spanked.
he's slowly
No way to put
recovering.
it.
I still think his level of lane, or his laning dominance from last split is not quite there yet, which is one of the reasons why GAM's early game stats aren't actually the greatest right now. They are up, I think, about 200 gold on average at 15 minutes, which is nothing compared to Spring. Spring, they were up more than 3k every single game at 15 minutes. And that was actually one of the big win conditions against Saigon Buffalo in the final, where every single game they were 5k gold ahead, and Saigon Buffalo, even with their good team fighting, had no chance of coming back. So I'm still a little bit worried, and looking at Kiaye, he still needs to get back into his form, especially for international play. But he's slowly recovering, and he's more stable. He's not really giving up that much gold anymore. Maybe he's not quite generating as much gold as he used to, but at least he's not a liability.
I mean, I think part of that is meta shift compared to last split. We've obviously, the durability patch, I would say, almost changed the game more than season 11 did, just in general. It was a huge deal. I think it kind of stopped as much of just you can just sprint away with the game in lane phase, which hurts a player like Kiaye, but I am glad to see him bounce back. I think he's both of our favorite players. We will admit our bias. We both love Kiaye, but we both love Saigon Buffalo, so it really does even out in the end. Again, I just want to be totally clear for everyone in chat. We are currently looking at a pause screen with nothing on it. Yue, maybe even just show what we're looking at for a second.
This
So people understand that we have no information for you.
This is what we are staring at. Hey!
Oh, and now we're looking at Vietnamese gents. That's what we were looking at for a while, and now we're looking at these Vietnamese gentlemen, but we'll come back to us. Oh, and we're looking at Summoner's Rift as we go straight back in. Oh my word, Carty's been caught out. He's got that flux on him. BJ flashing forward. They will take him down. Why isn't it on the scoreboard? What's going on?
Uh-oh.
Your way. There's
Oh,
2
no.
kills that aren't on the scoreboard.
Oh,
I'm
no.
scared. I'm frightened.
But it is 2 kills for Saigon Buffalo. They strike back after losing game 1, and what a start. BJ, we talked about his matchup into Levi and him being kind of outdone by Levi the whole first game and the start of second game, but he will have nothing of that. Just instantly finds the play. Froggy is there as well. This is very reminiscent of the Saigon Buffalo of old, early game domination through mid jungle, and they find 2 kills and a dragon.
Yeah, this is a huge swing for SGB out of the pause. I don't think we missed too much. I think maybe we missed a few seconds. And hopefully we get a replay on how SGB did engineer that play around the bot side river.
Oh yeah, no. Oh, he's mini form, but Hasmet doesn't really have the means to chase him down right now. Could activate Ghost to go for a Ghost flash trade. I think that's actually advantageous. He does have ultimate. I'm a little bit surprised he doesn't want to go for it, because Kiaya is winning the HP trade the longer they just stare at each other, because obviously, with the ranged auto attacks, will always inherently have the advantage there. So Hasmet playing it super cautiously, which is fine. He's up 12 CS, which is very respectable. And Taki has found his way into the topside river.
But needs to be careful because Levi's got a Spectral Maw. In goes the Lee Sin.
What's going on?
Try and make something happen. Froggy Realm warps in. Levi gets blown up. BJ still alive as well. Carty going down. B's next on the chopping block. Sent to the depths. Rift Herald, thank you very much. 5-0 in kills, and SGB has finally figured themselves out.
SGB has come alive in the series, and look at that mid lane. Froggy, he did finally die, but he is still with an insane KDA against GAM in this split so far, and starting this game with a 3-0-2 on Rise. A lot of people here at VCS English hate Rise, but I like the playmaking in Froggy's hand. He has always been the best when it comes to early river plays, together actually with Carty, interestingly enough, and it's a portal combat, and they kind of just forget about BJ, who looks to be in the middle of the stone field, and I thought BJ would just be bursted down. I thought this would go horribly wrong for Saigon Buffalo on the initial first second of the play, but then Froggy shows up from nowhere, didn't even see his ultimate. I think that's probably due to the skin looking a little bit weird. But that's a huge advantage now. 5-0, and Saigon Buffalo is here to play. They still want to prove that they are actually the best team in the league.
Yeah, now Froggy sitting on 3-0-2. This is a powerful rise. Trust the plan, EQ, EQ, EQ.
As always. Also, the Lee Sin is just interesting to look at, because we haven't really seen that much Lee Sin. Lee Sin has always been, throughout all the years we have been covering this league, Lee Sin has always been one of the highest priority junglers. Everyone loves to play Lee Sin. It's kind of like the LCK, where every single jungler needs to be good at Lee Sin here over in the VCS. Yeah. So BJ has proven time and time again that he's an amazing Lee Sin player, but he's just fallen out of favor, right? It's just hard to make him work. Not if you can pair him up with Rise and just run the river.
Yeah, I mean, there are certainly still ways to do it, evidently. Kiaya is setting up a wave for something here. He's got Levi lurking about. They really want to bait Husman.
Look at Taki.
This is meticulous.
Taki's already here. Talked about the support
going
matchup.
In, there's a Meganar, there's a Wallop. Levi's still just waiting. I feel like they could have pulled the trigger. He's waiting a really long time. There's the Gnar. They move in. They're going to try and burst Husman out. They'll succeed. It took them a little while, but they do it. But now there's a counter punch. BJ and Taki are here. Levi has already juked up. Into mini is Kiaya. He gets burst down. In the end, they only get a 1-for-1, and so much brain power was invested by GAM.
It's revenge of the Taki. He wants to have a word when it comes to best support in the league. First game, we saw an amazing display of B's ability to just read the map, but now it's Taki with the first move twice in a row now, and he isn't done.
Catch him. Ooh, lovely Heartbreaker.
Yeah, Taki maybe a little bit too early with the ultimate. I think you can definitely anticipate the Heartbreaker coming in, so a little too high fee from Taki. But this is also the power of these late-game scaling ADCs that don't really want to interact early. The supports are unlocked, and we have some amazing support players in this game here. That's a huge swing, though.
Taki definitely took it personally that he got outruned by a Yuumi.
Oh, yes.
He's furious about that one. This is going to be first brick going over to SGB, giving a lot of gold to Hazmed after a pretty bad game one. And good to see they still trust him, and they should. He has residency. He has tenure in this team. One bad game is not enough to shake the SGB's faithful hope. B, having a lurk. I don't think he really wants to pull the trigger on this one. Not with Froggy arriving in the Realm War.
Okay, Froggy just showing up and then noticing, oh, that now is a little too big for me. Let's just walk away. They don't get the tower. They actually really wanted to snowball the second tower as well, but it doesn't matter that much. They give up the dragon on the other side. So Saigon Buffalo could have optimized this a little bit more. As Kati, what are you doing? Froggy?
Oh, but he gets stopped. Taki completely stops the play. Hazmed over the wall. BJ is plenty slippery. He'll be able to get away as well. And GAM fluffed the play.
A really nicely done from Froggy, not showing his face, so Kati didn't actually see him. I think Kati actually had vision of him with the red trinket, but wasn't able to readjust his ultimate there, and then Froggy just shows up, stuns him out of the ultimate. Kati's play is thwarted. First ultimate still level 10, so that's a long cooldown as well from Talia. But Talia's today more teamfight focused than actually early game focused, which... yeah, it's an interesting sight, and we see Rice with much more impact. In the meantime, though, Shogun and Style just waiting for their turn in this game. So far, just farming up both with a Cull, I think, to start. Or at least Shogun. And, yeah, they're waiting for their turn in about 10 minutes, when the teamfights really start to happen.
Man, ADCs are so privileged. They rock up to work, you know, if someone brings them a coffee... all that jazz. They don't have to work hard. The bloody CEOs of Summoner's Rift, and I hate it.
Oh, we're pretty important, you know. It is what it is. Yeah.
Get in the mines with the top laners. They're the real men. We sweat on the Rift. We die on the Rift. Anyway.
Speaking of top laners.
Let's move on.
Hazmed, Beast and Clockwork and Milky, I think all three of them, criticized Hazmed not going for Gwen, and were really puzzled even by the setup. They banned away Jax even, and then didn't go for Gwen, which is not only surprising if you just look neutrally at drafting, it's even more surprising if you look at the champions played by Hazmed. 11 picks before this game, so this is the 12th game of Gwen. He basically plays Gwen, and then if it's much of a smidge of champ here and there, maybe an Aurelia, maybe an Akali, but really it's just Gwen. He's almost a one-trick, so it's even more surprising to not see him on Gwen in the first game. He has been able to provide a huge late-game insurance and carry threat for his team oh so many times, so I'm confident in him to step up in this game, even after lackluster game 1.
Yeah, he should do just fine. He has that Rift Maker. He is powering on forward. Looking at the mid lane, we have Froggy still sitting in a very good position, has that Crown of the Shattered Queen. He's been opting for that basically every single time that he can. He's completely ditched the Everfrost. Cardi doing the same, as BJ will pick themselves up a second Herald.
On Rise, that's an interesting path, right? Because you usually want to accelerate the place on Rise. You want to look for dives where something like an Everfrost is very beneficial, but maybe it's just looking at the Sivir and saying, well, Everfrost gets blocked every time anyway. It's really easy to predict, so let's just not go for it. Let's go for more safety. And yeah, so far it has been working decently well for him, I'd say, especially on the Seraphine games, just giving him added safety and making it possible for him to scale into the team fighting phase.
Look at SGB right now. They are absolutely running the map.
There's nothing
like low key. They are 5k gold ahead, and they are smashing GAM here in Game 2.
Yeah, the early advantage is really hard to overcome.
Pops the ghost from the spellbook. Can he catch him? He can. Cardi can't wall away. Flash having to be burned, and Froggy knows that that's all he needed to get.
That's a flash from Carti. Now,
and an ult.
Maybe not the most important flash in the game. Talia usually safe without a flash, but still. Really squishy champion. A stopwatch in her inventory, but nothing really else that can protect her in the next team fight. So another good play opportunity for Saigon Buffalo. They're opening up the map so quickly. The only thing that's still standing in their way of complete domination is the bot outer tower. So I kind of want to see them set up a play on the bot side to really crash that tower, to then have their way with the whole enemy jungle. Because once that tower is down, you can walk anywhere on the map.
Yeah, I think they will do that soon. There's a dragon coming up in about 15 seconds. SGB would like to move up to their second stack. They've got the numbers around there. Husmed is playing safe on the top side, has a tower to retreat to, though there is a 4-man collapse on the way towards him. Make it 3 as style seems to have bugged out. But Husmed just backs off, just respects it, and says, whatever, we'll trade structures and we'll get a dragon.
Even the things that don't have to do any... Oh, never mind.
Oh, they're TPing one up. I'm really surprised about this call.
Just wanting to save the tower, so trading up in gold with the tower. The GAM wanted to go for a tower trade, potential dive into tower trade. Instead, they get nothing. No dive, no tower trade. The Saigon Buffalo win on every front. Now, just... Their jungler is out of the commotion, taking the dragon right now, so it's slight advantage in numbers for GAM if they can look for a play, but Saigon Buffalo playing it very respectfully and just trying to farm it out, getting inherently stronger and stronger with every single objective going down.
Yeah, BJ will pick this one up, even with that teleport. Being committed to the top side, I mean. It is just over 5k gold between these teams. SGB, as you said, they'll now move into the enemy jungle, do whatever they can. There's a Realm Warp. Kiaya in trouble, trying to hop away. Husmed doesn't actually have any CC to stop him, but I think Death is a pretty good CC. Shogun will pick that one up.
Sad day for Kiaya. There was nothing he could do. Just a small little Gnar with nowhere to go. His team in no position to punish on the rest of the map either. So just a free play. Really nice game from Froggy. Once again showing the haters that he's a really good player. No, I'm kind of overplaying this point, but I need to make it clear. Froggy is a really good mid laner right now.
Yeah, he's having a cracker of a split. He has the best KDA in the league, at least before game 1 he did. As there's another catch coming in. Carty can't get away. Froggy has said, no walls on my rift.
This is an absolutely stunning display of understanding from Taliyah and how to stop her. This is the biggest shutdown on Taliyah I've ever seen across the globe so far since she's been meta. Not allowed to do anything. Every single time she just tries to get away with her wall, she's stopped, this time by Taki into Froggy, locking her down. Carty is having an absolute clanger, but it's not really on him. It's just Saigon Buffalo playing around this Taliyah unbelievably well. I've never seen someone be so focused, or a team, I should say, be so focused on just killing Taliyah over and over again, not allowing her to play with her freedom through the ultimate escape.
Yeah, honestly, not the best showing from Carty, to say the least. Someone we really expect more out of, but up against a heavy hitter like Froggy, I suppose it is very hard to keep up that point-and-click CC, very hard to deal with as well.
Yeah, I'm honestly surprised he didn't go for the Banshee's Veil after being stopped twice in a row, having to blow his flash in the bot lane, but nope. He tries to go for damage, he wants to provide a little bit of a comeback opportunity for his team, because, yeah, they're so far behind, they need every scrap of damage they can collect somehow. As Baron is once again rudely awakened by a player in this series. We are not nice to Baron today. I'm not entirely sure why, but the worm is in trouble.
BJ, he just wants to clear the ward. It's okay, Mr. Nashor. Don't worry. Lee Sin won't hurt you, I promise. As they do manage to get that vision out. Gamma in the area. They should be able to replace it fairly quickly, but they still have to be so careful. The waves are not pushed in a great position for them. Style is farming up a storm, though.
Very true. He's getting stronger and stronger, and the problem is he doesn't have the Yumi this time around, so he's not quite as strong, not quite the hyper carry Sivir potential. Still very, very strong champion in the late game, but usually what we've seen over the last 2 weeks is that Zeri generally does a little bit better than Sivir in the late game if you just compare those two champions. Just a damage check. We've seen these. It's nice to have a little bit of a... oh, maybe it's more.
They're actually going to re-engage. They got the blue ward. Let it see them walk away. and then re-engage. But GAM are not going to just let that one go. They throw a ward over. BJ on half health. Now they've got
Taki!
They go in immediately. Taki so low. Gets knocked away by that Talia, but now they've got Shogun spooled up with the ultimate. Knocked up by the Nautilus, but he re-enters the fight. Throws a laser across
Beautiful.
the team. Where is this Zeri? Froggy in the front line picks up the first kill. Husband will get another one momentarily. BJ actually takes it away. Froggy moving forward with Shogun. The 1-2 punch of SGB is corralling Kiaya and Cardi into the cage, locking them down if they can. They keep looking, they're sniffing them out. Cardi with the knockup. Kiaya still has access to the Gnar. They want to try and wait out the Mega Gnar. He uses it.
Kiaya?
Stopwatches it. Kiaya having a bit of a tantrum as Froggy takes him down. Cardi, the last one on the rift. Shogun going low, but they will protect their ADC. They will get the kill. Husmed will open up the base, and SGB will start the Baron.
And
Never mind, they back.
No, but they get an inhibitor tower, they get so many kills, they really confirm their position in this game, as Dragon is gonna spawn soon as well, which moves them very likely to Soul Point. What an incredible game overall from BJ. He finds another engage in style. Failed to spell shield that because he tried to spell shield the engage from Taki, but it was all just a bait because BJ is the actual engage. Style falls in the first 2 seconds of the fight, and then it's really not enough damage. Look at Hasmid here. This is why he plays Gwen almost every game. He's so good in team fights with this champion, but everyone on Saigon Buffalo just really firing on all cylinders. They are so good in this game, and what a comeback after game 1. What a display. This is more their wheelhouse, and I actually want to call out something you said in the last game, where I was very skeptical if they could come back from the Kog'Maw Lulu loss, and you said, well, it's an odd strategy, not really their style, so you don't actually think it's that important, and this is more their style, and we see they are so good at this.
I agree. Wait, so are you saying you agree with me?
Yeah, absolutely. I want to pray.
Okay,
Yeah, you had the clairvoyance to actually say exactly how it's gonna play, and of course, this game is not over, and we have a deciding game coming up if Saigon Buffalo is indeed able to confirm the victory here. But what a revitalization of this team.
6,000 health left at the moment. No vision in the pit currently for GAM. Note B will place another control word. Cardi gets his crown popped by a laser from the Zeri. 1,500. There it is. Smite it away. GAM can't contest.
Well played from Saigon Buffalo, just staying on the Baron, removing all the vision, and then it was too risky for GAM. Actually, Levi wasn't even close. Levi was walking around, being chased off by, I believe, Hasmid, who already chunked him out. So, very good macro play. We are very used to seeing Saigon Buffalo play these snap decisions. They get a chunk on Levi and instantly call the Baron, and of course, Ryze against Baron. We've seen this time and time again. Baron does not like Ryze, and rightfully so. That's a huge advantage for Saigon Buffalo. This Baron should give them an inhibitor, maybe even 2, which then goes nicely into their 4th dragon of the game. So for GAM, their chances are dwindling. They are looking at a very hard game to come back from.
They absolutely are. I don't even know where the vector is for them to come back. Look at these gold differences. Look at Froggy, king of the mid lane, and BJ, suzerain of the jungle.
4 5-digit gold incomes here from Saigon Buffalo. All of their players are super strong. There's not really one player you can shut down and the rest of the team is useless. No, all of them are super strong. So you really have to deal with Froggy and with Shogun in the fight. And then BJ and Hasmid are going to be able to clear up a team fight on their own if you are able to kill the carries.
And in they go to the top lane. They found Husmed, so GAM do find a way to fight back just a little bit.
Ahmed once again. He needs to clean this part of his gameplay up a little bit, but this wall is really not doing anything for them. Just delayed them by half a second. They should be able to still break into the base, hopefully, with the Baron. It's gonna be up for 1 more minute, so 1 more push. Hasmid does have teleport. I would really like to see them break the inhibitor to make that dragon stacking that much easier with the constant pressure of the super minions streaming in.
GAM do trade it for a tower of their own, so gold-wise, not the worst passage of play. But if you pick up $1 while you're 10,000 down, I don't really think it helps.
Well, slowly the items are coming in. Look at Style. Last team fight, he didn't even get to play the game. But he's still getting scarier and scarier. Civil last game looked amazing. 3 items in. The 4th item is the big spike. If he can somehow get there, the IE waiting in the wings, then there might be another chance. Bye-bye, Carty.
Oh, there's a catch. Carty actually plays that really well to disengage.
Very true. Is it done?
Just
First
very
good
quick
play.
fingers.
Very first good play of the game for Carty, unfortunately.
Yeah, he's having a rough one. Look, what can you do up against the absolute powerhouse that is Froggy? Did you see the way he almost solo killed Faker that one time?
In the 0-7 game? Yeah, sure. No, but I think Froggy actually learned a lot in MSI, and of course, this is all conjecture. We have no idea what they actually took away. This has anything to do with their MSI experience, but it would be nice if it did, and Froggy has been so much better at not dying this split. We talked about him having the best KDA, and he has always been a very good team fighter, very aggressive playmaker, but usually he also had his stinker games where he went 10 deaths or 8 deaths or something, and just at a lot of kills to the enemy mid laner, to the enemy jungler, just died over and over again. That is not really happening this split. He's just a very consistent, good playmaker. Still not the greatest laner in terms of CS advantages, but honestly, with all the Seraphine games, with the Galio games, and all the other roaming champs, being behind on average around 6 or 7 CS is nothing to speak of. It's really irrelevant.
Yeah, it's very, very true. As more and more items do slowly get completed. There's a collapse onto Husband. Once again, caught a little bit too far forward, but Froggy now joining the fray to save him, as well as Taki. They've taken down Levi. Taki continuing the play onto B. Can they get onto Kiaya? They absolutely can with a Realm Warp on the side. It's BJ getting onto the Nautilus, and out of nowhere, 3 kills for SGB. This team works together like a well-oiled race car.
Pure desperation there for GAM. They tried to make something happen. Thought, okay, Saigon Buffalo's gonna funnel down towards the dragon. They want the soul, so we are going to try and attack Hasmid once again. Maybe get a tower, a little bit of gold into our Sivir, into all of our players. Instead, this time Saigon Buffalo read them like a book. It's just as if B actually swapped teams, because Taki's performance and his positioning is very reminiscent of the last game for B, but it's also just a Froggy and BJ masterclass, while Shogun is having a good game as well. This is the full potential Saigon Buffalo I was so hyped about in our podcast earlier this week, and I'm still so hyped about, because this really is the only team in the last few years that has not only been able to out-teamfight GAM, Cerberus and Flash were there as well, but also out-skirmish them and early game dominate GAM as well. No other team ever really managed to do this consistently. Saigon Buffalo might be on a way to stamp their authority on the whole league.
And wouldn't that be such a powerful statement for Saigon Buffalo? We had to say over and over leading up to MSI, like, hey, we've got faith in SGB, but they're not the top team from VCS. You had to keep that in mind. Imagine how good it would feel for them and their fans if they can come into Worlds and say, no, we are the #1 seed. If you want to see what the VCS is capable of, you watch us.
Indeed. And I mean, a lot of people are now familiar with these players from MSI, so it would just be amazing to continue the story, not just as the #2 seed, but as the #1 seed, as you pointed out. Froggy, why did you tank the Baron? You're going to lose damage if you do that, but it seems okay, because it's still Rise into the Baron, which is absolutely disgusting. Look at these crits. So that Baron is done, and Saigon Buffalo is done with this game. I think GAM has really given up on their hopes as well after that failed desperation play a minute ago. We need an assist for BJ, because Froggy and BJ have been in perfect sync with their stats so far, but now Froggy slightly ahead of BJ. It's a little bit of an internal race to the best KDA in this game, as 705 is competing against 706 in this mid-jungle combo.
And who cares about any other mid-jungle in the world? NA mid-jungles, you know, people say, oh, they're top 5 in the world. Yeah, well, this one's top 1. I'm using 1 game sample size, and that's all that matters.
What is going on, Gary?
I forgot. I'm going to be honest, Rakan just did a flip, and I got really distracted.
Okay, we need new emote combining Addy Flip and Rakan. Sounds amazing to me.
Yeah, he doesn't do them very often, so I got really distracted. But anyway, it is going to be the Inhibitor Siege coming in. SGB, I mean, at this point, they need to put about as much effort into this game as I am into this cast.
This game is well and truly over. GAM has one last fight in them, but I don't even think they or anyone in the staff believes in the win condition here, because it's almost impossible.
Ooh,
BJ
finding a big kick into a hugely owner ultimate, and where did the health bars go your way? It's a vanishing act, it's magic, it's Houdini, it's SGB! As they move in, Cardi forced back to the fountain, BJ chasing him down, Froggy once again putting up the devil, and he knows exactly what it is. Shogun's been bored this game, he's done shit all, and he wants to get involved, and now they move on to the Nexus, they take down the towers, they take down the Nexus, and they send us to a game 3 in this banger at the top of the table.